The thing has an AC of 13. Oh no, the crocodile missed. Undwin actually cries out like he feels for his summoned creature. For some reason, Undwin may not or should not be a. He might have chosen the wrong type
for
of.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
Summon PETA.
So that was Master Conjuror Gezedax. Arlen gets to go. Oh, I'm not protected, remember? I'm not protected.
Stay back from it. It can... I am protect.
Okay, Arlen's got a readied action to swing his sword. Undwin is going to move his dog away, running towards you, incurring an AOO.
Oh.
The angry, fiendish crocodile will take his attack.
You should have played dead! Play dead!
The summoned crocodile snaps up the dog. 1d8 plus 4. Ooh, it's plus 6 when you add augmented. For 9 damage. And the summoned dog does not have that many hit points. Basically, there was this pathetic yelp from the dog before it disappeared. Ah! And Undwin cries out like maybe he summoned it for like temporary companionship and never thought that it should be.
He needed a friend.
He needed a friend. I summon a friend. Snowbeard is unconscious. Eduard has a readied action.
Arlen, you need to stay back from it.
I think we should wake up the dwarf.
Okay, but I get in there. He's going to basically walk in right in front of the alligator or crocodile, trying to make it so that Arlen can't be charged.
Right.
That's square.
The thing does not have a reach.
It also took an AOO unless it's got combat reflexes.
Yep.
All right. Now it's the one-sided war of beat the thing with the shop thing. All right.
Just making this low belly roar at you.
+1 for having extra magic. We're going to use the arcane strike. Again, AC 20.
Yeah, the thing's got an AC of 14.
Does it have DR?
It does not have DR.
If it was DR magic, I'd still get through it. 1d20 plus 5. Awesome. 8 damage!
Okay, you slice at the crocodile, basically taking a nip, like putting a groove into the side of its snout. It reacts to that. It is not bloodied from that swing. It is now the crocodile's go. Let me just add, it got summoned last round, when it will disappear. Okay. Master Conjuror Gezedax makes his crocodile attack. The crocodile basically opens up with a tail swipe at you. The tail slaps at a +2. AC 16.
Would miss.
Okay, and then it turns around and bites.
Okay.
AC 17.
Would miss.
Okay, it's like biting and fighting with your shield spell, kind of turning its head around. It actually like does it a full like barrel roll with your shield spell, sort of twisting in it. Good thing that the magic does not get tangled. Arlen,
does it dislike the taste of me because I got protection from evil up?
Oh right, yeah. Master Conjuror Gezedax basically shakes his head slightly, realizing what you've got on you, and it will 5-foot step this way.
All right.
Arlen is going to 5-foot step this way, and full round action apply a healing potion to the dwarf.
Why doesn't he run away and child pause or something? Oh my god!
6 damage.
Oh god! Oh, this is so bad.
Okay.
Well, Snowbeard was stable because Arlen cast stabilize, so he wasn't bleeding.
Yeah. Yep.
So he's still at -3.
Yep, and his protection from evil only lasts for 1 minute. So let me add when that ends.
Oh no! I gotta hit with this pick. Run, Arlen!
Undwin doesn't do any. He turns to go, and you notice that some of the crowd has sort of reacted to what the Master Conjuror has said to them, and the Master Conjuror got angry at Undwin and said, "Throw him in."
What?
Somebody put a boot to Undwin and has dropped him into the arena. Undwin takes 5 damage from the fall.
As probably a first level wizard, that's pretty devastating.
He actually, got booted in, and it looked like he like fractured a leg or something like that with the fall. He's rolling around in the ground.
Hey!
Snowbeard is swimming in his own dark dreams, his shapeless dreams. Eduard,
kicking puppies.
Eduard is.
Attack the crocodile.
So this is what's that movie about the choice or that book?
Sophie's Choice.
Sophie's Choice. Snowbeard's not even on the list. But
Snowbeard's not even a choice. Not really. Not even an option.
Not even an option. Do you save the kid? Do you try to save Arlen?
he's crying at the like he broke his leg. Is effectively what
let
happened.
me just take a peek at Eduard's alignment.
You can save yourself.
Eduard is neutral good. I have to give me a second. I have to see if there's anything that he could do to like. Actually, there is. There is. There is a way. He's going to color spray the alligator.
Defensively or take an AOO?
Take the AOO. You can't touch me anyway.
Okay, so it takes the AOO and it can't touch you, so it tries to eat you, and then there's a protection there. Okay.
Haha.
Can you force the protection like this? Does attacking get rid of it? That is a good question. Let's have a little gander at this. Protection from evil.
Ends if the warded creature makes an attack or tries to force the barrier against a blocked creature.
So you've made an attack already.
I've made multiple attacks already.
Okay, so
then I would do it defensively.
Got it. Yeah, the thing grappled with your shield spell and didn't seem to.
It missed anyway. Like it didn't hit the AC. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is all right. Or does it take a 5-foot step back to color spray?
You could avoid the AOO if you take a 5-foot step back.
Okay, he's gonna 5-foot step back and color spray. And he will color spray in a way that there's no way not to get. That one. All right, he can do it without having to get Snowbeard just for funsies.
All right, so there's glittering spray. The crowd likes the flashy spell. So if you have a swift action to spare, you could try to make a combat check.
I do have a swift action.
Okay. No,
15.
That's not good enough to gain a victory point, which is what happens when you keep on pushing beyond helpful. However, the spell does affect the creature. The summoned creature has SR. I did roll quietly for Arlen's. The SR is pretty low. It's SR 7.
Okay.
You could still fail though.
The crowd likes the Care Bear stare.
That is a fail because it's a second level caster.
Okay. It washes over the crocodile. You could still get a you made your combat performance. You're like
No.
The thing looks at you and looks like it's gonna freaking eat Eduard.
All right.
Eduard the Chewy.
Eduard the Chewy.
Undwin screaming at it. He's screaming in pain, holding on to his fractured leg, and as the big crocodile beast comes towards Eduard. It actually is going to step like this. You notice Gezidax kind of like controls it, like he orders where for it to go, and it goes over top of Snowbeard. Yep. It's going to bite Eduard and tail slap Arlen.
You can reach Arlen?
Yeah, with 5 foot step.
5 foot stepped.
AC 9 on the bite against Eduard.
Nope.
I believe this is a +3 against Arlen. Yeah, tail slap +2. AC 9.
Which almost hits Arlen. Arlen's normal AC is 9, but he's got armor on. AC
so
11.
11. And it's lording over. It climbs over Snowbeard like it's prize. Arlen's turn. Well, Arlen has a sword in his hand. He could 5 foot step back and channel.
Don't heal it.
Does he have?
I don't think he has.
Oh, does he can't exclude the creature?
Right.
His feats is selective channeling. He can.
Oh.
His charisma is 16. He could exclude 3 creatures.
Okay. Don't exclude it. Undwin.
Yeah, let's see if we can actually get Undwin. It's a 30-foot radius if I take a 5 foot step back.
You got him. You got him.
Boop.
He doesn't have to 5 foot step back to channel anyway.
Oh, right, but he wants to.
That's a reasonable position.
Yeah, he will exclude the conjurer just in case he has, I don't know, like a polyp or like a...
You can
keep your pain.
Keep your pain, old man. But he will do a D6 healing to both Undwin the Understudy and Snowbeard for 3. Freya provides. In fact, he shakily says, Freya provides! And 3 hit points back to Undwin and Snowbeard. Snowbeard, are you awake?
He's got 0 hit points.
All right, you're in that fabulous state. You're just coming to, and there's this horrible, like leather bag? No, it's a moving leather creature that is on top of you. You're under its chin right now.
Uh-oh.
All right, Undwin is going to stand from prone. He picks up his small quarterstaff. He looks like he doesn't know what to do. Like the fall and the pain actually like jarred him out of his crying state.
Defend yourself, boy! Defensive stance!
He crouches down and goes full defensive.
Sam's like waving. Oh, we're on the outside, come on! There's a barrel there, man!
Alright, he listened to the first thing, but he's too frightened to move. The big fiendish crocodile is a thing of nightmares. Snowbeard, what are you doing underneath the crocodile's
playing dead?
Alright, give me a bluff check.
Ain't happening. Nope.
Give me a bluff check.
16.
Alright, this is not against the crocodile, it is against the person that is pulling the crocodile's strings.
If he's just a wizard, his sense motive usually sucks. How many wizards are wise?
Let's see. If I roll a 1, the dude spent ranks in sense motive. Nope. So, let's see. His sense motive is 11. He doesn't see that you are moving. So you are playing dead. Eduard, your turn.
Okay.
The thing is trying to snap at you, Eduard. It is trying to...
Eduard is going to step to the side so that it cannot reach both of us. And we'll swipe with Arcane Strike and the Magic-y Blade at the Crocodilian. He could... Can he spell combat with his spellcaster pool, or is it only...
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay. So, produce flame. He could try to, like, produce flame while doing the thing, but then he wouldn't get his dex to damage. But it is touch attacks. I should have checked that before, because Produce Flame would have been much better than the other spell he cast. He's just going to attack straight. He wants his dex damage.
Okay.
I think that's the
There's
way.
no flank going on, but the crowd is cheering.
Yep.
AC 12? No.
Okay.
You strike and thump the thing's tough leathery hide and rake your blade across it. The thing snaps, turns towards you, and is going to try to bite your leg. AC 21.
So his AC, I believe, is 21. So 13 base plus 2 for armor is 15, plus his shield spell is 19, plus protection from evil is 21.
Okay. Yeah, the prop from evil still goes.
Yep,
So
you can still get the AC from it.
Okay, for 14 damage, max damage.
Holy tits!
Is dragging Edward around and thrashing him around. It does have grab.
Hey, Eddie! Don't let it bite you! Don't let it bite you!
AC 28 on the grapple.
Oh.
Kid, now's your chance to run!
Alright, so the crocodile is grappling Edward, shaking him around. Which means it's not threatening, however. Arlen is like, what should he channel to heal? Yeah, I think he's going to channel to heal and then move in to threaten. He channels to heal, he 5-foot steps, he move action... I don't think he's strong enough to drag the dwarf.
He's pretty strong. No, he's got like a 14 or something. He's got like a ridiculous strength.
Okay, if the dwarf doesn't mind, he will move action and drag the dwarf out from under the crocodile.
The dwarf allows that to happen.
Okay. Get up and fight is what he says. For Freya! For whatever god you worship! Yeah, his D6 channel is 6. Undwin's leg is better. Eduard is somewhat better, and Snowbeard now has 6 hit points. As first level cleric Derpy, Arlen is saving the day.
Is he making his don't hate you from the crowd checks?
Oh right, because he used a heal spell. I will do it twice because he needs to do this. We forgot last round. Yeah, the crowd does not like healing. So failed. And made it, so the crowd is now only friendly, not helpful, as they think healing is cheating. Now it's Undwin. You're just a summoned beast! You're just a summoned beast! Is what he says as he steps forward with his...
staff?
With his staff?
That's what you were describing before.
Alright, Undwin has a +1 for size.
Flank?
And a +2 for flank, and I guess he has joined the side that is friendly. Nat 20.
Threat. Get him. Kill him.
Critical threat, the frickin'
Wave your
thing.
dick around. Come on, do it. You can wave your dick around.
AC 18, he just critical hit it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Undwin, are you serious? The kid.
Come on.
The kid's gonna save you.
Save me. Save me, child.
Alright, so D6
Save
becomes
me.
D4.
Percentile. Let's see what
Yeah,
kind of crit.
percentile to see what kind of crit.
Come on.
46 is
100.
a pretty
100.
good crit. Come on, Excel. Excel just
do
crapped
it.
the bed for me. Dread and Circus. What did I roll? 46? 46 is standard critical with 1d6 bleed.
All I have to do is run away from it. Just don't worry, I will be not here very long.
So he hit the thing really hard in its eye. Like had it been anywhere else on the crocodile, it just wouldn't have done anything, but he hit it really hard in the eye, and the eye is leaking now. It's pretty gross. So the critical damage will be 2d4 damage. 6.
Yes.
Nice.
And then
It's
1d4, 1d6 bleed. Crocodiles aren't known for their ability to heal themselves, so I'm just going to give it a little red dot representing the bleed. The D6 bleed will happen on its turn. Undwin.
Come on, kid, you got this! Get the other eye, kid!
He looks at his staff and he raises it up and people cheer. You notice that he is smiling.
What's his check? Give us your perform your combat. Perform your combat.
Right, he's got a BAB of 0 and a we'll say a charisma of 1 and 1 rank in acrobatics, maybe. No, he seems pretty derpy, so he's got a +1. No, he doesn't win the crowd over anymore. Snowbeard, however.
All right, he's gonna stand up.
Get him.
No AOO because it's currently trying to rip off Eduard's leg.
How is nobody dying? Come on.
And we're gonna attack.
Okay. Are you saying anything as you're getting up?
Oh, that was a nice rest. Time to go back to work. And 1 + 5. AC 16.
Trick's just like, yeah. The crocodile has you hit AC 16. Are you including flank and the +1 from the crowd?
That's not including the +1 from the crowd. That's just flank bless and its regular bonuses. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, it's power attack. So
summon more. I don't know if they can take more.
8 damage.
Go down.
Okay, the thing went from bloodied from Undwin's attack to really, really badly hurt. It is still around.
And then he's gonna 5-foot step behind Arlen.
Coward is what he says. Eduard, this is technically not a withdraw action, so there's no like the crowd doesn't boo at that. They're actually laughing that you're hiding behind the elf.
Step.
Yeah, Eduard, what are you doing? You are currently being grappled by the crocodile.
Eduard is going to. Okay, so Eduard's CMD or CMB is le trash.
Yep.
Eduard's AC is good, so Eduard is going to try to cut him up some gator.
So you can attack still in a grapple with your
one-handed weapon.
One-handed weapon. Yep.
I have a dex penalty, which is going to reduce my damage as well. Awesome. Critical threat.
The fuck.
Yes.
That's the third one. Its AC is 14, so.
Oh yeah, got you. Oh, I got you. Oh. Brains on the battlefield. AC 32's crit. Chopper. Got you.
Just you guys wait. It is a standard critical.
2d6 plus 6. It would have been 8 or 10. Wait a sec. 2d6 for the weapon. 2 for the magic. 2 for the arcane strike, and 2 for the dex that's remaining.
Yep.
All right.
So basically the thing has got its jaws locked on your leg, and it's just sort of sitting there with your leg in its mouth. Eduard hit it in the eye, and it's now bleeding out of the side of its face, and you decide that this is a good place for you to stick the scimitar, and you just jam the blade into the wound that Eduard opened. For 15 points of damage, yes! the whole thing disappears. Yeah! People are cheering. Give me two checks to see if the crowd is friendly. This may determine whether or not
23.
The summoner summons anything or just lets you.
They love me. 23. 23 was, they made it. The first one's made it.
Okay.
And then not make it.
All right, so everyone's like, everyone's cheering. The summoner twists his face.
Does this mean we get the kid?
The summoner twists his face up at all of you and decides to retreat from this. he just walks away. And there we have it. Our gladiators, at least not yet, but they have survived their trial. Betwixt the four pillars of the gods, unfortunately, there will be no deaths here today. But
Snowbeard goes up to Undwin and grabs his hand and lifts it up in the air, like...
Undwin was like, what are you gonna do? And then he just lifted up the hand.
If we're honest, Edward was also holding a sword.
And then as soon as he looks relaxed,
yeah,
he pantses him right in front of everybody.
So bluff check, I guess, to see if you can get him to relax.
Sure, Undwin. Who's you brought him up and then you tore him down.
14.
Yep.
He got pantsed and is now fumbling around. He drops he drops his quarterstaff and then he tries to pick up the pants and go for his quarterstaff and ends up.
Okay, he just kind of nudges him over. Welcome to slavery, boy.
What? I'm a slave, is what he says.
No, we're not slaves. We're just gladiators.
Okay. Out of the pit, says a couple of the soldiers.
Are they motioning anything about the weapons?
Yeah, if you approach the side with your weapons still, they're telling you to throw them back.
No, Snowbeard's smart enough to drop
So Edward gets to the side. Oh, I've second nature. He had the thing like stuck in his belt.
Yeah. Put down your weapon. Throw it in the pit. You're not going to need it in your wagon.
It is very useful for things like the hygiene. Haircut got to be pretty for the lady.
Okay. The guard doesn't really help you up, but doesn't stop you in any way. You notice old Whitey just gives you a nod. Well, a higher class of slave I'm seeing, is what he says. A higher class of slave.
I can't believe we all survived.
I can't believe that either. That's so much bullshit. Oh, we did it. Oh, this is why you rolled the dice, because otherwise it would have been just you died.
Right, it's like CR this versus that. Yeah, 9 times out of 10 you did. All right, so Eduard is allowed out to go sit with the other others. Snowbeard. Yeah, you're able to climb out. Right. Old Whitey doesn't have any words for you yet. He doesn't know you, or maybe doesn't like you. You're not sure. He just
odds are both.
Yep.
His beard is better than yours.
Yes.
You might want to steal his beard. I don't know.
Arlen, so Snowbeard, you do notice that old Whitey wears a little plaque around his neck. Mm-hmm. This is what slaves with some sort of specialty or some sort of skill wear. It's a sign that he is a slave that's allowed to wander around without like being in chains.
Okay.
He's a trained slave. The plaque isn't of a very precious metal, which suggests that he's not owned by someone rich, or maybe he's not that important. But you do see old Whitey does wear, kind of hidden under his beard a little bit, but still wears a slave plaque.
Okay.
Arlen picks his way out. And joins the others. I don't. Freya was with us in this place. This place is holy.
You did awesome. Everybody did awesome.
Okay, Undwin just is sitting in the ring, and just holding on to his staff, just trying to not be noticed at this point. One of the soldiers comes up to you guys. You did good.
Yeah, we're awesome.
Well, I was betting the long odds. You made me a bit of money. Here. He tosses down a bag, some vegetables and some like a haunch of meat and some bread fall out of it. Like this is food that you guys thought you would never eat again.
Woo!
It's all cold. Like there's a small wheel of cheese, a big thing of ham, some like whole onions, kind of like the sweet onions, and some sort of pepper.
It's not gruel.
Yeah, it's not gruel. It's fresh. It's fresh food that comes tumbling out with a very big crumbly loaf of bread. All of it's cold, but you don't care at this point in time. It is a nice autumn day. Zamicles, you notice, goes over immediately and starts talking to the Master Conjuror, and they seem sense motive.
Huh. 15.
There seems to be a disagreement. It's not to the point where it's to blows, but they're either haggling or they're having a conversation about what happened.
They're wondering how that one's mad that we beat their asses so bad.
They're haggling over the price of the boy.
Hey kid, do you want a piece of cheese?
He looks up. You notice people are milling about and kind of leaving. Some of the guys that some of the miners actually come up to you. One of them offers you a flask of wine, and the other one gives you a tankard of beer.
Yes.
Good fight, lads. Good fight. And they just go over and they give you, the things that they've been sipping out of. Or
thanks.
Now it's a flask of wine and a tankard of beer for all 5 of you to share. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody not share well? I'm looking at you, Blue Balls, the mighty.
He doesn't share well till he gets an eyeball and realizes, yeah, there's nowhere for me to go. I guess I'll be nice.
Hey, quit hogging the wine.
Thilana's like, this wine is swill. This beer is awful. It's stale.
I don't know. Are we having the same meal? This is a feast. This is a beautiful picnic on an autumn day after a bit of exercise.
I have not eaten this great since we were at the Grand Bastion, my home. It is quite good. It is a bit cold, but I am not complaining. Praise to Freya. Thank her for her feast, for this feast that we are about to consume. I don't know about you, but I have already been consuming.
Have you ever just thought about what people who worship rocks, like actual rocks, how hard their food is? You get a really strong jaw from that.
Is that how you're missing your tooth?
She's talking about the gap in your tooth.
It's not missing, it's just there's room for an extra one.
She gives you this dirty look.
That's what halflings lie between.
It's the room for the lies to come out of it.
Eduard raises his eyebrows at that. You're not too sure whether he agrees or not, or has just been bitten by halfling lies. Arlen, if you care, is giving you a stern look. Don't listen to him.
I've met a few halflings in my day.
See, yeah. He knows.
In fact, there were some halfling Shirelands that have fallen early in the conquest to the conquest of Empirica, and halflings make some of the best house slaves for nobles, especially the educated ones. A, they can't breed with your women, and B, some of them are educated, and C, they're really sneaky, and it's good to have eyes everywhere. So it is common amongst the nobility of the Imperium to have halfling slaves.
Huh.
And they're small and
yeah, and they don't take up as much space or food and
very much.
Well,
you can house like 8 in a broom closet, and they're fine.
In fact, not Gezadax, but Zamicles has one. There's one wandering around. You haven't interacted with him too much, but there's one that I've detailed the entire caravan on the next map that we'll go to when you're switching between scenes. You'll get a good look at who is in the caravan of woe.
Sam was raised in an elemental temple full of weird halflings. He doesn't feel a connection with normal. There's no he has no pride in being a halfling. He doesn't have any shame in being a halfling. It's just a thing. It's just a state. It's not.
Got it.
Yeah.
You guys are enjoying your meal, but before the sun sets, Zamicles proclaims, "May I have everyone's attention?" He looks down at Undwin, who's just been trying to hide out. Like, he's just been trying to hide there the entire time. May I have everyone's attention? Soldiers, would you please bring Ugg in bindings before us? We must dispense justice. They don't drag him into the ring, they kind of just drag him off to the side. And for breaking the rules of gladiatoria, for molesting and touching someone outside of the ring, for touching a conjurer, there is punishment. I have negotiated with the Master Conjuror of this great arena, and there we shall give Ugg 10 lashes. You notice that the Master Conjuror frowns. Make that 20 lashes. They tie him to to one of the wooden benches, and a strong-looking warrior walks up with a very large bullwhip. And as punishment for touching a conjurer during a gladiatorial fight, they begin to whip him. It's about lash 5 or 6 when they've administered some smelling salts to Ugg. He woke up, so he's awake when he starts doing he's confused. He's got a look on his face like, what's going on? They realize that by whip about 5 that Ugg's skin is too thick to actually take damage from a regular whip. They finish the 20.
Still smart.
Well, it still hurts. He's like, he's looking around though, like he's not acting like somebody who just received 20 lashes. They begin to realize their mistake. Zamicles actually goes over to the conjurer who calls him over, and they're having a side conversation while Ugg is there. There's a moment where you could probably jostle your way towards the ring of guards that are around Ugg if you wanted to talk to him.
Yeah. I'm little and jostly.
Okay. Why are they doing this? Is what he says.
You can't touch people outside the ring.
Oh. You mean when I grab the stick?
Yeah.
Oh.
But she's been lashed before. You seem to take it pretty good.
You notice that a type of man who is strong enough and probably enjoys this type of work has gone and fetched a sledgehammer.
What? What?
It's not a type of whip
That
that I know
type
of.
whip at all. No.
Agreed, says Zamicles really loud. I have negotiated with the Master Conjuror Gezadax, who will be merciful. This whip is not an implement to do harm against such a lowly and pathetic race such as he. His skin is too thick. So, instead of removing the offending hand, we will simply deliver 3 hammer blows.
Lord Leps is a friggin' idiot, isn't he?
You notice that
You could lash me instead.
the soldiers are pushing back. Give me a diplomacy check.
Yeah. 22! I fought good. I'll scream.
Gisadex turns and looks to the Master Conjurer, who's basically unfriendly towards you at this point. Let's see what the DC of asking an unfriendly person a favor for.
Please, beat my ass! Beat it good!
Alright, so diplomacy. You realize that they're here to teach you a lesson. Unfortunately, they didn't tell you the rules ahead of time, because that's how you learn. It's called the hard way.
My friend Ugg, protect me in the future when you're the king of all, Ugg.
Okay, an unfriendly creature is DC 20 plus his charisma modifier, and this is...
At best 22. Come on.
Alright, a few moments later, they have... Zamicles spoke to the Master Conjuror. You could tell they wandered off topic on whether or not to, like, actually implement this this punishment. At this point in time, soldiers have strapped Ugg down. We're talking it takes a dozen people to do this to Ugg. They've strapped him down, they've roped him down, and they've spread one of his big arms across the one of the stone benches. And the guy with the sledgehammer is awaiting orders. Meantime, they've also stuck a piece of wood in Samuel's back, and two guys are pulling on ropes that have got his arms spread out spread out wide. They have stripped his upper bit of his leather armor, and they are getting ready to whip him. Old Whitey was the one that wandered up and said, "Bite on this boy." But then he shooed away.
My teeth.
Very well. We have negotiated with the merciful Master Conjurer that a single strike shall be made against Ugg's hand, the hand that touched a conjurer. We cannot have such a offense go unpunished. And we accept Samuel Stonefist's role in the combat that he shared with his fellow. 5 lashes shall be made to each of those that were his pitmates.
What did you do, asshole?
Master Conjurer steps forward and says, "No, leave that one out." And they just drag Thilana off for whatever reason.
She's the new apprentice.
All right, Samuel Stonefist, let's look up the damage for a whip.
A whip.
Cool whip.
Is the whip guy coming with us? Is he one of Zamicles' dudes?
No, it looks like he's one of the Master Conjurer's like some sort of taskmaster at the mine.
He's gonna sign his name on your back.
He's going to sign his name on my back, and then I'm going to ask you for a mirror, and then I'm going to punch him in the dick later when I'm really strong.
The guy who's really into whipping has a strength of 13, and the whip does.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oops.
Yo, chat. Is there any fighter feat that might help with the whipping sensation?
Toughness.
Toughness is a good one. I think toughness is a combat feat.
This is 10 lashes, right?
Oh, it was going to be 5, but I guess it could be 10.
5. Yeah, 5.
10 works. I don't think you can. You won't take me out with 10. We'll go with. So Marty.
Yep.
That's a good question. Toughness gives you hit points. I can temporarily get feats. Are those temporary hit points, or are those just like hit points on the top?
I guess it would be temp hit points, like as long as the feat's there. So.
All right, so he's gonna he's gonna just wiggle his ass against your toughness.
Do you have to be in combat to use this, or is it a number of rounds you have the feat?
He's got it for a minute.
A minute per use.
Okay.
And I've got a bunch
All right,
of uses.
they see you going, yeah, come on! And this guy, whoosh, 1, 2, whoosh. So let's roll the 5 whippings. You notice that Ugg is basically mouthing the words, I'm sorry. These are non-lethal whippings. So at a strength modifier of +1.
Ugh.
That's 7, 11, 14, 15 non-lethal.
So 12 non-lethal? Or does his non-lethal temper hit points? I don't even know how that works. I'm just going to say...
No, your hit points are
higher.
Are higher.
I'm still awake.
Okay. And they look to the guy like, oh, if she's going to step out for the other 5 whippings, do we continue? And they say, yup. And Sam has never been whipped before and never probably wants to be whipped again. As 2, 2, 3, that's 4, 7, 8, 9, another 12 non-lethal.
I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
All right, you're not feeling so good though, and you're just sort of like dragged back. They don't even bother putting your half armor on. They drag you back into the wagon and let you stew in your own bloody juices.
That was dumb.
Now for Ugg. Now you negotiated. They're going to smash the offending hand with a hammer. Okay, the guy is two-handing it. He's got...
Big Boss wants to use his hero point for Ugg.
Cool. Ugg gets a... Ugg's going to take damage. But the fort save to see if this is a permanent penalty done to his hand is probably what we'll apply the hero point for. Okay? Like,
so...
his hand's getting hit. It's whether or not, like, he break bones and that sort of thing.
Or whether the bones heal correctly.
That's right. You can spend it ahead of time to give him a higher bonus than if you spend it retroactively. So yeah, I believe
I'll find the numbers.
Okay. Let's just roll the damage. So they do only 5 damage direct hit to his right hand with the hammer. You do hear a swift crunch and Ugg howls in pain. The hit also does 1d3 points of dex damage. So that's 3 dex damage.
So +8 or +4. Before or after.
Is 18 hit points? Is he still awake? He is still injured from the last fight.
Oh shit! I don't know how many.
Let me check it. Ugg, I think is.
He had 8. Yeah, that's
18. Yeah, he's still awake. He's got 33 hit points.
Okay, he's got 3 dex damage. Now this is a fort save DC, and he's a -2 if he attacks with that hand, just until that wound goes away. The 5 damage and the 3 dex.
Yeah.
Now this is a saving throw DC 15 to see if this is a permanent penalty that requires like surgery to fix.
So the hero point would add 8 to the save.
Okay.
If you spend it before, or 4 if you spend it after.
Got it. Let's look at what his saving throw is. His fort save. Ugh.
I'm assuming the crowd spends hero points as if they are the character that they're... I mean, this is their character.
Yes. Yeah. Ugg's fort save is +6.
Yeah, you might want to spend that 8.
Go for it.
Okay.
I just got my shit kicked out of me for Ugg to be my hero.
All right, who spent it? It was Big Boss Nemesis that spent it. Let me just.
He said. Well, he said he could, but he hasn't. I think you need to.
So. He said okay. I think. Maybe.
Yeah.
So would you like to use it now or not?
And we wait for Twitch to catch up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Big Boss will spend it. The crowd has their clear favorite. How dare you, DM, do something bad and evil to our favorite character?
I think they like Sam. Sam sacrificed himself for Ugg.
No, I don't.
The good guys have to do. The good Chromites have to stick together.
I don't know if that's how it works. Where did I put the crowd points? Is it in the initiative sheet?
It was in the combat sheet.
It's okay. It's in the combat sheet. Okay, Big Boss Nemesis. Boop. Has spent it. That means he only fails on a 1. Big Boss Nemesis, go ahead and roll a d20. This is Ugg saving throw. Against a permanent -2 until basically surgery is done.
Be a long time before Arlen's smart enough to do surgery.
Good thing you. So his saving throw is +6. That's 8, and with your 8 is 16. The DC was 15. The only way you could have failed with a 1. So the hero point, Ugg, for some reason has been anointed by the gods in this place of 4 pillars. There's a swift crack in his hand. Eventually, they let him pull his hand back, like they let him get up, and he's kind of wincing over his hand and holding his hand close to him. His little third hand comes out and is actually cupping his hand as well, and he goes limping back towards the cages, and kind of crawls in and lays on his side a little bit beside Sam.
You know, all things being told, today wasn't too bad of a day.
You shouldn't have done that.
We're friends. Friends do things for each other.
He looks at you like Ugg may have never had friends. All right. Justice has been dispensed.
Yeah, it wasn't make 3 fort saves.
Yeah. And you guys are all basically put into temporary quarters that evening. They separate you from the other slaves. The temporary quarters are basically a dry earthen floor, 4 walls, a roof, a small furnace, and a couple of straw mats that you have to fight over. They do lock the door, but you're given a place to stretch out in at least that evening.
I'm just gonna sleep on my belly tonight. It's just what's happening.
Arlen quietly smiles as he shows that they forgot to take his holy symbol. And he waits for a while, and then in the middle of the night, he uses the rest of his channels.
Yes. Yeah. Boo Boo be gone.
He used 2 in the battlefield. I don't know how many he has. He should have
3 plus his charisma.
His channels.
I have a feeling once Big Boss gets a villain point, it's going to be a very cruel villain point.
Yeah.
It's 3 plus charisma, and then he has a feat extra channel. He has 8 channels a day.
Yeah, Almeda's making a guy who's like hated in the arena but really useful outside.
Okay, with Sam's, yeah. Okay, so he's gonna spend a bunch of them. So he'll blast off all 6. You might as well. Healing everyone for 30 hit. What the hell? 30 hit points.
Oh, feeling fine.
That Frida's really good.
You know what? He's getting practice.
And I am surprised that she even healed you.
I'm loved by all.
Says Thilana.
No, you're not.
You should talk.
Somebody's got a secret admirer.
What are you talking about? There are no gnomes here.
She says quickly.
I'm thinking a big old man with nasty hair.
She thinks for a moment. She doesn't say anything.
Shut up.
Curls up and...
Loving you.
Stay away from me, you awful oaf.
Says to Snowbeard.
Oh, come on. We don't want the Snowbeard love.
If you come near me, she says, I'll bite it off.
Easy. I was just kidding.
You don't have to be so mean to the kid. Why are you mean to the kid? Makes you look like an asshole.
I'm the asshole who went and got their ass whooped for nothing.
That's...
Whooping boy.
I must admit, the kid did hit that crocodile quite hard upside the head.
Right in the eye. It squirted and it was dangling out and everything. It was...
I swear, while he was not looking, he must have cast True Strike.
Yeah.
He
got lucky, because I'll tell you one thing. I've been watching that kid for a while now, and he's typically useless. Couldn't count him not to piss on his shoes.
Interesting. Understudy suggests that he is trying to study to become a conjurer, which is a very noble craft in the Imperium. To make the monster to appear out of nowhere.
Isn't healing magic conjuration? So they're like healers?
Not quite. They are wizard conjurers as opposed to healers like our friend Arlen here.
And that makes them assholes. Wizards are assholes.
Yes, that is why I'm not a wizard. I am a magi.
Yeah, okay, so you're just less of an asshole.
I suppose. To some, it may seem like cheating when you cast a spell to make yourself better. But don't forget how better you have to be in order to cast spells to the first place. I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah. Only room in this cage for one asshole, and you're looking at him. Not a wizard, though.
Did Sam is going to give Ugg some of the cheese that he smuggled from the.
Okay. Yeah, Ugg is a big guy. He probably can eat lots. He eats whatever food you give him out of that bag that they didn't take away from you. Like Arlen and Arlen, Snowbeard, and Eduard dragged it over here.
Awesome.
So you guys sleep in these mats in this on the edge of Quatra, this horrible mining town. It is not the worst place in the Empire, and it is the place that you, well, on the eve, you go to bed as slaves. And in the morning, you are greeted by some fellows. First, however, a business transaction has transpired in the evening. Soldiers open up the gate. You, they point at Thilana. Come with us.
Somebody's got a date.
What?
Does anybody say anything to the guards? She gets up. She grimaces. She's grumpy in the morning. She's always grimacing.
Is it either of the two the guard that won the money?
Yep.
Give him a wave.
He smiles. We need a name. There's a named guard now. There's a named Imperial soldier that won money from you. I need sort of like a, I don't know. It could be like a European. Could be
Antoine?
Roman, German, or Antoine. Antoine. Although we got Roger. I like Roger.
All right, Roger.
All right, Roger.
Roger over and done.
Yeah, you see Roger. You actually know his name because you've been paying attention. Yeah, it looks like you were sold. Say your goodbyes.
Told you, secret admirer.
Does that mean I don't have to be a gladiator?
Don't know. It's up to your new master. Get the hell out of here. Well, march that way. You're not freed. She looks at all of you and just like she tries to smile.
Oh, that's not even. Just go.
And the guards close the door. They lock it back up and basically march her off.
So where are you taking me?
Shut up, pint size. It's up for your new master. Conjuror is your new master now.
Oh, we get the kid.
I hear that he needs a new apprentice since his last lab blew up.
there was a trade.
The kid wasn't a slave. Maybe is he a slave? Indentured something or other? Don't know.
No, Snowbeard, you blew up a lab with lots of expensive equipment and blamed it on the kid.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did.
Like a really big lab with lots of expensive components.